While Senator Givens exercises his influence in Frankfort, Sean Harper of Benton speaks to a group a little closer to home. Sean's an instructor for the Kentucky Community and Technical College System in Mayfield, and his wife Jenny is the extension agent for 4-H youth development in Callaway County. As you might imagine, the family's animal agriculture and education activities range from caring for their own livestock to teaching adult ag students and helping with FFA and 4-H projects that the two Harper daughters become involved with. We caught up with him at the Kentucky State Fair.
I started in growing up, both my grandparents farmed, and my parents worked off the farm, but we raised tobacco, my family mainly did, and with them working off the farm, but my main interest was livestock. We did the tobacco, but I really loved the horses and the cattle, and my grandparents even had goats when I was younger. I was in 4-H quite a bit. Then I also got involved heavily in my FFA chapter back in Tree County, and I was chapter president and served as regional secretary, among other things, but I did quite a bit of the speaking and got involved in agriculture and got very interested in ag education, and so I went on to Murray State University and majored in ag ed. Now I'm enjoying being an adult ag instructor in Graves County. I have two daughters, Audrey, who is 12, and Megan, who's 14. And my wife, Jenny, is also involved in agriculture. She's a 4-H agent in Callaway County. But the girls have been involved in 4-H, in livestock and speaking and stuff their whole life. In fact, my youngest, Audrey, wanted to do a speech when she was 4 or 5. And Jenny tried writing out her speech for her so she could read it, but she wasn't able to read it at that time. And I said, well, maybe if we did a key word, she could read the key word and, prompt her and give her speech. But that didn't work for her either. So she came up with her own idea. She drew pictures on her note cards and had those and gave her speech when she was very young. And it was just at the county level, but she wanted to do it, and we certainly weren't going to discourage her. And they've gone on to do well, and they continue to give the speeches. In fact, they both gave speeches here at the State Fair. They cured country hams, and that's a great project for the kids. And I think there were about 500 kids across the state that did the country ham project, where they cured the hams and then come in here. They displayed them at the State Fair, and they were judged. And then the kids all gave a speech on curing the country hams, and so that was a great thing for them. And but the girls continue to be involved involved in agriculture, and Megan this year is excited because she's a freshman and she's joining the FFA. So that's been a good thing for her. She's looking forward to the FFA involvement. We do ag days or farm days for the kids, and we'll bring some calves and some lambs and some wool, chickens, goats, even meat goats and milk goats, and I'll even try to milk a goat and show them where the milk comes from. But I think it's really good to start out early with the children, to show them where does our food come from, food supply, the milk, the hamburgers from the cattle, the wool from the lambs, where does it all come from? And there's little things that we can talk about each one. They go around to different stations, and we try to keep a lot of the kids working the stations and speaking to the kids and showing them that, and the kids learn from other kids, so it's good to teach them. Some of the people that don't really think about where our food comes from, and I think it's good to have a reminder. The State Fair is good. People go around and think about things that we have here. Where does our food come from? The Kentucky Proud tin out there with our Kentucky producers manning that, and some of the food that, a lot of it comes from Kentucky. I think it's great. I'm a Kentucky farmer, and I care about education.